beyond the western horizon, where blue skies meet an even bluer sea, lies the magic group of islands we call Hawaii. Like a strain of music, their names fall softly on the ear. Oahu, with its great city of Honolulu and the beach at Waikiki. Maui, dominated by the vast crater of Haleakala, largest extinct volcano in the world. Kauai, fresh and unspoiled as a spring morning in its dress of tropic green. Hawaii, the Big Island, where the Polynesians first landed more than 1,000 years ago. Molokai and Lanai, Kaho'olawe and Ni'ihau complete the roll call of our island, whose warm hospitality attracts thousands of visitors in search of their own private adventure once upon an island. Whether you arrive by air or by sea, Honolulu's welcome is an experience to be treasured forever. And here are two people enjoying every moment. They are Jean and Betty Carson at the very first stage of their island holiday, which starts when the Hawaii representative of their mainland travel agent, who boarded the ship outside the harbor, greets them in characteristic Hawaiian fashion. But his main mission is to supply them with full information regarding their landing instructions and transfer to their hotel. It's a thoughtful service, which the Carsons appreciate, since this is their very first ocean trip. After a restful night at their Waikiki hotel, the Carsons are ready for adventure. But first, there's a stop at Island Holidays to present their letter of introduction from their mainland travel agent. All the details of their trip were planned for them by their agent weeks ago to conserve their precious vacation time. And now it's very gratifying to find that everything has been taken care of. Plane reservations, hotel and meal coupons, sightseeing arrangements, all in one compact vacation package. Nothing more to do now but enjoy it. And certainly there couldn't be a better place to start than Waikiki Beach, the resort area of Honolulu. Here are the glittering hotels overlooking the ocean strand, the gay restaurants and nightclubs offering exotic island entertainment. Here, too, are hundreds of fascinating shops, where Jean and Betty quickly acquire island wardrobes and attractive souvenirs for their friends back home. In the days to follow, they learn what it takes to master the art of surfing, helping to launch a sleek outrigger canoe, feeling the thrill of a lifetime as it races for the distant shore. But the Carsons, like most visitors, realize that the true spirit of Hawaii lies beyond Waikiki, in the nearby neighbor islands. Strangely enough, the only way to get there is by plane, flying at 300 miles an hour to a land where time has little meaning. Our destination is the fabled Kona coast on the protected western shore of the Big Island of Hawaii. From ancient times, this was the playground of Hawaiian royalty and is still today a favorite vacation spot among the people who live in Honolulu. In accordance with their tour program, the Carsons find a limousine waiting at Kona Airport, and after a few minutes' drive, they pull up at the imposing entrance of Hotel King Kamehameha. Here, in a setting which artfully combines modern design and traditional materials, is a resort worthy of the name it bears, where the arriving guest is greeted in true Hawaiian fashion, with a lei of flowers, the kiss of welcome, and refreshment at journey's end. Hotel King Kamehameha actually rests on royal ground, the former home of Kamehameha the Great, who unified the islands in 1810 and founded the Hawaiian dynasty. The hotel itself curves around the only year-round white sand swimming beach at Kailua Kona. Here in ancient times, the shore was lined with great war canoes, and the throbbing drums pounded out their message of savage victory. Today, the calm waters are a peaceful playground where time is something you left behind on the mainland, and the word hurry is simply not in your vocabulary. A few steps from the hotel, in a setting reminiscent of Somerset Maugham, is the tiny village of Kailua, where the American missionaries first landed in 1820. The fine old church, built by native labor in 1836, still functions today as a religious center, where boys and girls of many racial backgrounds hear the same message of brotherly love brought by the missionaries so many years ago. The old Hawaiians were hearty eaters, and at the King Kamehameha, this tradition is faithfully followed, American style. Here is food to feast the eye as well as the palate. So forget those mainland diet rules and let your appetite be your guide. And afterward, while you're enjoying that comfortable state known as Polynesian paralysis, there's informal entertainment to help you while away the hours. By mid-afternoon, the lagoon comes alive again, with happy swimmers and skittering watercraft darting in all directions. Not to be outdone, Gene tackles what appears to be an oversized ironing board, where the skipper lies prone and steers with one foot. And as the day ends in a flood of golden light, it's fun to board a swift catamaran and sail out into the glory of a Kona sunset, to the accompaniment of music and song. But there's magic, too, in a Kona morning, as the sun climbs from behind the mountain and lights up the still waters of Kamakahonu Bay. So at least once during your visit, you'll want to rise early enough to enjoy it. Naturally, you'll be forehanded enough to order breakfast first, so that you can sit there on your own lanai, watching the changing pattern of the light and the bustle of the fishing fleet as the boats put out to sea. Kona is a famous fishing spot which attracts sportsmen from all over the world. The prize catch, of course, is the fighting marlin, and every skipper hopes to come in with a record fish. But there's plenty of sport, too, in hooking a big tuna, or the swift ono, or the beautiful mahi-mahi, favorite eating fish of the islands. Sightseeing along the Kona coast is like driving through a continuous garden. Every season of the year brings out new floral displays, which are banked along the roads in masses of glorious color. Yes, you'll always remember Kona for its flowers, but perhaps your most treasured memory will be the children of Kona. Handsome, happy kids of many racial strains, living close to nature, enjoying simple pleasures with never a care in the world. But the simple pleasures of Kona are left behind when you dine in the grand manner at Hotel King Kamehameha, where the food is prepared and served with all the skill and finesse of the finest restaurants in Honolulu or the mainland. It's really fun, especially for the ladies, to dress up for such an occasion, with dancing on the terrace afterwards to the soft music of Hawaiian guitars. All of this happened to Gene and Betty Carson once upon an island not so long ago. And it could happen to you. But now, there's new adventure brewing, and a new couple to enjoy it. It's Dick and Nancy Baxter from Dallas, Texas, and their destination is the island of Kauai, about 35 minutes by plane from Honolulu International Airport. Kauai is the northernmost island in the Hawaiian group. Its principal town and county seat is Lihue, and its harbor bears the fascinating name of Nawiliwili. Like the Carsons, word has gone ahead from their travel agent, and Dick and Nancy find a courteous driver guide waiting to greet them and take them to their hotel. Their destination is one of Hawaii's most popular resorts, the lovely Coco Palms. Imagine, if you can, a huge grove of 1,500 graceful coconut palms, the largest grove in all the islands. High above, the feathery tops sway gently in the tropic breeze, shading a still lagoon and the cottages which line its banks. Each is different. Each has its own individual charm. The Queen's Lagoon Lanai, built in memory of Queen Kapuli, last reigning sovereign of the island of Kauai, with its royal crest and wonder of wonders, a hand basin made from a giant clam shell. The Wailua Kai has an ocean view and beds representing an outrigger canoe, carved from koa wood, with 2 sturdy Hawaiian warriors to support it. Across the lagoon are the king's cottages, thatched in ancient style, but furnished inside with utmost luxury and refinement, incorporating many symbols of royalty. The bedspread of royal purple, the kahili, or royal standard, and cross taboo sticks, and a replica of the red and yellow feather cloak worn only by the ali'i, the ancient Hawaiian nobility. There are other surprises, too, in this charming suite. In the dressing room, live coconut shoots growing in a planter above the basin. And in addition to the regular bath, a sunken lava rock tub and shower where you can bathe in privacy under the blue Hawaiian sky. Here in the islands of Hawaii, where flowers grow everywhere in profusion, a gift of orchids is not an extravagance. It's merely a gracious way of saying, aloha, welcome to our honored guests. We hope you enjoy your visit to our island and that you will return again someday. A sleek canoe on a still lagoon under sheltering palms. Sounds like a song lyric, doesn't it? But it's really true here on this friendly island where simple pleasures can mean so much. Like watching the approved manner of picking fresh coconuts. No ladder, no rope. You just make with the hands and the feet in good old Hawaiian style. Although Kauai is a relatively small island, it's a paradise for scenery. So Dick and Nancy are off on a day of sightseeing, part of their Island Holidays tour. This is the Menehune Fish Pond, built according to legend by the mysterious little people whose origin is lost in antiquity. One of the real surprises on a tour of this fascinating island is Great Waimea Canyon, more than a half-mile across and nearly 3,000 feet deep. The walls of the canyon are clothed in richest green, and here and there are waterfalls, plunging steeply from the rim to the stream bed far below. Like its rivers, all the roads of Kauai eventually lead to the sea, and no tour is complete without a visit to the famous Spouting Horn, whose column of white water often rises to a height of 50 feet. Even more famous is the boat trip up the Wailua River, which winds mysteriously back through the close-woven jungle of trees and flowering vines. Whether you travel by speedboat or join the gay crowd on the barge, you'll eventually stand before a fern-draped grotto, hushed and speechless at this supreme example of nature's handiwork. For restless mainlanders who simply must get in their exercise, there's a splendid golf course nearby where inspiring views of mountains and ocean make it difficult to keep your eye on the ball. Or you can stroll along the quiet beach in front of the hotel, where 2 is company and more than 6 is a crowd. But no matter where you've spent the daytime hours, you'll always be back on the terrace by sundown to witness the nightly ceremony, the call for dinner. Here is the real Hawaii you came so far to find. Here is a glimpse of the splendid past, recreated for your enjoyment. And afterward, at dinner by the flickering torchlight, there's informal entertainment and song. So ends another island holiday. Could it be yours? Or would you rather be where Tom and Peg Davis are right now, standing entranced at their first view of Honolulu, the loveliest valley in all the islands? Honolulu is on the remote northern coast of Kauai, inhabited only by farmers and fishermen, except for fortunate guests like the Davises, who've chosen to spend their vacation at Honolulu Plantation. This glamorous resort takes its inspiration from the magnificent hospitality of plantation days in Hawaii, a century or more ago. The interior of the reception building is stunning in its simplicity. The soaring ceiling paneled in rare woods. The huge windows that bring the view inside. And in the center, a group of 8 columns, one for each island, surrounding and protecting the eternal light, which is the Hawaiian spirit of aloha. Honolulu Plantation stands on the ground made famous by the film South Pacific, so it seemed appropriate to name the cocktail lanai the House of Happy Talk. A jolly little cable car leads down to the boat dock and beach area below. And another plies up and down the sloping walkway between the cottages, whose walls of lava rock and white painted trim fit charmingly into the hillside. At Honolulu Plantation, following continental custom, either the manager or the chef de reception shows the guest to his room, making sure that everything is in order. And what a magnificent room it is. A suite, really, designed for daytime living as well as nighttime comfort. The huge canopied bed is trimmed with airy gauze, appliqued with peacock feathers. Adjoining is the lanai area, framed on 2 sides by picture windows offering unobstructed views of mountains, bay, or deep blue ocean. Peg feels sure that a woman must have had a hand in designing the dressing room and bath. Everything seems just perfect for luxurious resort living. Lots of closet room. And so many clever touches, like the crystal light fixtures and the quaint Victorian decorations. But the most wonderful feature is not in the room at all. It's the marvelous panorama outside your window, where curving Honolulu Bay lies beneath its range of protecting mountains. On the spot where Some Enchanted Evening was filmed for South Pacific is Honolulu Plantation's stately dining room, with its mirrored columns and crystal chandelier suggesting the elegance of plantation society during the latter days of the Hawaiian monarchy. And outside, the sky lanai for swimming and lounging, and most of all, just looking at the incredibly beautiful view, which has no counterpart in all the world. As twilight shadows deepen, the House of Happy Talk comes alive with laughter and music and song. And as a climax to this enchanted evening, there's dining afterward in leisurely continental fashion, with fine wines and flaming desserts to heighten the pleasures of the table. This could be one of the great restaurants of Europe, in Germany or Switzerland or France, except for the sensuous rhythm of Hawaiian guitars and soft voices singing of the beauty of a tropic night. Daytime is fun time at Honolulu, especially aboard a sleek yacht with all sails set, racing out to sea. The skipper is a doughty Norwegian. The helmsman a landlubber for sure. So when the big swells come piling in, Peg decides it's best to relax and become a passenger again, savoring to the utmost the song of the wind in the rigging and the salt taste of flying spray. A little less strenuous and somewhat easier to manage are the cute gala jeeps which you can rent by the day or week to help you explore this fascinating island. Down there is Lumahai Beach, where Nellie Forbush washed that man right out of her hair. And at the end of the road is Hyena, which was the location for the lovely and haunting Bali High. Hyena's rare and beautiful shells are yours for the finding, perfect souvenirs for your treasure shelf back home. Your busy little Jeep can take you to other fun spots, too, such as the water slide at Kilauea, only 5 miles from Honolulu. Just to be polite, while you screw up your courage, you let one of the local kids go first. Then down you go for just about the slickest and fastest ride of your life. In a matter of moments, everyone gets into the act, even Dad, who usually balks at the sight of a 4-foot drop. It's good to relax on your own lanai at the end of the day and relive all the wonderful experiences of your visit to Honolulu Plantation. But perhaps the most wonderful of all will be your memory of the constantly changing scene just outside your window. Yes, in sunlight and shadow, in the swift passage of a summer storm, and in the promise of a brilliant sunset, this is indeed your island, to have and to hold forever as a part of your island holiday.